Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we are taking a look at some really fun battles featuring the DAYCARE theme team in the Halloween Cup. This team features all baby Pokemon, XL Alolan Grimer on the lead, XL Pawniard on the safe switch, and XL Vullaby as the closer. Despite the team being entirely comprised of baby Pokemon, these mons pack quite the punch as I was able to go positive on the day with the team. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out the DAYCARE themed team in action in the Halloween Cup. Picking up a fairly neutral lead in the first match, Alolan Grimer into Qwilfish, and the opponent is going to be safe switching into Crustle. This is definitely not what I was hoping to see. Crustle is not a typical safe switch in the Halloween Cup. More often than not, if you see it on the safe switch, there's probably a second SmackDown user, Shadow Tyranitar, in the back. And if that's the case, then honestly, I'm in trouble. I do tank a move on the Alolan Grimer, and then I'm going to bring in Pawniard to farm down. I will need to commit the shield, but at this point, I'm going to need Pawniard to put in a ton of work. The opponent brings back in Qwilfish, they're not going to be bringing in Tyranitar into the loaded Pawniard. I go for the Night Slash, and we're able to get the boost. This is big. I need to try and get shields down if at all possible. We're able to grab the first shield, which is very, very nice, and I will commit my final shield. Aqua Tail, I would survive, but it still does quite a lot of damage because Pawniard is fairly attack weighted and so is Qwilfish. Going for the Night Slash, we grab the final shield and it's CMP. From here, I'm going to need to get an energy lead because I need an Iron Head to take out the Tyranitar. So I'm going to farm up, switch, and we're able to catch the Aqua Tail onto the Alolan Grimer. From here, I'm going to try and farm up as much as possible. They bring in the Tyranitar, they try and farm down, but we're able to get the Iron Head. Iron Head one-shots the Tyranitar, back in comes the Qwilfish. Qwilfish is forced to throw as we would have reached the Night Slash, and from here, despite them having two SmackDown users, our XL Vullaby is going to be able to close out the match, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Alolan Grimer into Zweilous. This is a slightly negative lead, so I am going to be safe switching into Pawniard, and the Zweilous is staying in. This is quite nice for me as I am hitting for super effective damage with the Fury Cutters, and Iron Head is going to hit hard when it lands. From here, all Zweilous' charge moves are resisted, so I'm just going to let this through. They go for the Dark Pulse, that's totally fine. They're going to bring in Qwilfish, but we're able to reach the Night Slash. This will do about half of Qwilfish's health there. We're farming up, trying to get to another. They do not let me get to a second as they decide to throw some energy. From here, I should be in a pretty decent spot. I'm going to bring in Alolan Grimer, and I'm going to one shield farm down. That way, I will leave with quite a lot of energy, and still a bit of health as well. So I am going to commit the shield on the second Aqua Tail. We are going to be able to farm down just before they're able to reach a third charge move, which is quite nice. What do they have in back? It is Frostlass, and this is fantastic. We have a ton of energy on Alolan Grimer. We are going for the crunch, and we're going for crunch number 2. This is going to be doing massive super effective damage if it lands. They commit the final shield, and from here, I'm just going to stay in and force them to throw, and now it's all up to Vullaby to try and close out the match. I lose this match if they're able to catch the move, so I have to be very careful and watch for the catch, so I'm going to throw an Air Slash, watch for the catch. I do. They try and catch. We're able to hold on to the energy, farm down, and from here, we get to Brave Bird the Frostlass. Vullaby taking out the Ice type, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Alolan Grimer into Azumarill. This is absolutely where I want to see Azumarill on this team, and they're staying in for a bit, and now they're going to save switch into Dragalge. I have a decent response in Pawniard, but Pawniard is pretty glassy, so I'm going to go for the crunch to get some nice chip damage, and now it's all up to Pawniard. Dragalge going for the Aqua Tail. That does quite a bit of damage. Pawniard farming up and going for the Night Slash. I'm really hoping that this will be enough to KO. Pawniard, just not enough to KO, and they reach a move. I think I should survive the Aqua Tail. I am going to let that through. Pawniard able to farm down. Absolutely clutch from the Pawniard. Back in comes Azumarill. They do have an energy lead, which is a little unfortunate. I'm going to wait the switch clock and bring back in the Alolan Grimer. They're going to be able to force a shield here before I reach a Sludge Bomb. Very nice timing there by my opponent. I do need to commit the shield. They do go for the Play Rough. And now I build up to the sludge bomb, but I'm going for the crunch bait, hoping for the shield, and we get it. Unfortunately, no defense drop, but we were able to save a little bit of energy, and I'm hopeful that that will help me out in the end game. I commit the shield on play rough number 2. We're gonna try and farm down. They have Frostlass in the back. I am going for the crunch, hoping I can get to a second. They let that through. I am going to be going for the second crunch here to grab that final shield. They're going to be able to farm me down, so I do need to switch. I'm going to bring in Vullaby. Can Vullaby tank an avalanche? Come on, Vullaby. I believe in you. Vullaby takes the avalanche like a champion, able to air slash down. Back in comes the Azumarill. Azumarill not able to farm down. Vullaby is going to be able to reach the foul play. That takes out Azumarill, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Alolan Grimer into Shadow Sharpedo. This is a very scary Pokemon to see, as waterfalls hit incredibly hard from Shadow Sharpedo. I'm going to be going for the crunch to grab a shield, and then save switch into Pawniard. In comes Pawniard, and the Sharpedo decides to go for the Poison Fang. That is going to be resisted, but it lowers my defense, which isn't great, and the opponent is going to be bringing in Golbat. I farm up quite a bit. At this point, I thought they were short of a Shadow Ball. Turns out they were at it. That almost takes me out, but I am able to get off the last second Iron Head, and that will do a solid chunk of damage. Golbat is able to farm down, and now I'm in a bit of a tough spot. I'm going to bring in Vullaby and basically attempt to try and farm down. The goal is to try and leave with a ton of energy, because hopefully with that energy, I will be able to do very well in the end game. I will commit the shield on the second one because I need to preserve some HP. We are going for the farm down, and we're able to get it. I am worried that they might bring in Sharpedo since my defense is debuffed. If they do, I'm probably going to need to switch. The final Pokemon is Nidoqueen. They bring in Sharpedo. I bring in the Alolan Grimer, but now I'm in a bit of a scary spot. If the Nidoqueen is able to farm down and reach 2 Poison Fangs, unfortunately, my Vullaby is going to lose CMP. So at this point, I just have to hope that they don't have the back-to-back Poison Fangs. So I will shield this. I'm basically banking on the fact that they don't have 2 Poison Fangs, even though they probably do. Foul Play gets the shield, and we lose CMP on the second one. Very well played. They were able to get the back-to-back Poison Fangs, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Alolan Grimer into Shadow Scizor. This is a pretty bad lead, gonna save switch into Pawniard, and the opponent responds with Drapion. Unless this Drapion is running Aqua Tail, this is a very nice matchup for Pawniard, and they go for the crunch, meaning that they are not. We're able to hit for neutral with Fury Cutter, which definitely adds up in this matchup, and Iron Head hits for big damage. We're able to grab a shield, they reach another crunch, but since they didn't get a defense drop, I can tank this. They go for the crunch, Pawniard able to hang on and firing back with the Iron Head. Iron Head gets them very low, Pawniard able to farm down, and we're very close to a Night Slash. Do they bring back in the Scizor? They do, and we're able to reach the Night Slash, and this will do big damage on the Shadow Scizor unless they shield. They do not. We get the boost at the last second. Doesn't do a whole lot, but we are able to get them low. Shadow Scizor builds up. This could be an Iron Head, so I am going to respect it. It is the Iron Head. Very happy I shielded there. And they have Quillfish in the back. I decide to build up to the Brave Bird, go for the Foul Play bait, but they call it. That is a little unfortunate. They have quite a lot of energy here. I was a bit scared of an Ice Beam, so I do decide to commit the shield. Now I'm going to bring in Alolan Grimer, and I should just be able to farm down from here and be in a pretty good spot because the Shadow Scizor basically has no health remaining. We will have to tank a second Aqua Tail, but Alolan Grimer is going to be able to farm down the Quillfish and then the Scizor, and the opponent concedes the match. Hopping to the next match, leading Alolan Grimer into another Shadow Scizor. We're going to save switch into Pawniard again. Shadow Scizor is staying in, and they throw on 5. This means they could be running X-Scissor. I do commit the shield, and I'm very happy I did because X-Scissor would do massive neutral damage. I fire back with a Night Slash, able to grab the shield, and the opponent brings in Drapion. As we've seen, this is a pretty nice matchup for Pawniard if they don't have Aqua Tail. And it looks like, again, they do not. I'm farming up quite a bit, and now I'm going for the Iron Head. This will not KO, but it will do quite a lot of damage. It lands, we're able to reach the Night Slash, and we win CMP. This is resisted. Is it enough to take out the Drapion? It is. Opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Hopping to the next match, leading into, you guessed it, yet another Shadow Scizor. Going to save switch into Pawniard. Pawniard is going to be able to reach the Night Slash, and this will do quite a lot of damage onto the Shadow Scizor if it lands. Scizor will commit the shield. They're farming up a ton of energy, and they're going to bring in Drapion. Again, this is not a great matchup for Drapion. Pawniard is absolutely feasting on the Drapions, able to land the Iron Head, and we tank any one move from this range. I'm going to let it through. Unfortunately, they are running Aqua Tail, so they are able to outpace me. That is not great. But I'm actually going to commit the shield here, because I should be able to farm up to back-to-back Night Slashes and get it into a range where a Night Slash is going to be enough to KO. We're able to take out the Drapion. Back in comes Scizor. They tried to go for the farm down, and now they're going to have to burn a shield on the Night Slash. This Shadow Scizor is absolutely loaded, and I'm going to bring in Vullaby to soak some damage. I'm hoping that they don't have X-Scissor, but they do. That is a little unfortunate, as X-Scissor does quite a lot of neutral damage, even to a fairly tanky Pokemon like Vullaby. Second, X-Scissor does a lot. I am able to get through an Air Slash because they throw on alignment. They go for the X-Scissor, and it's a Shadow Nidoqueen in the back. Vullaby able to get to the Brave Bird. This is going to be doing massive damage onto the Nidoqueen. Brave Bird almost takes it out. A Lowland Grimer able to farm down. Back in comes Shadow Scizor, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading a Lowland Grimer into Trash Wormadam. This is a slightly negative lead. The opponent is actually going to switch out. They save switch into Zweilous. Immediately, this has me thinking that it could be the Wallower line. I believe there's a Scrafty in the back. And if so, keeping alignment will be very important. So I am going to be going for the Iron Head here. This will not KO, but it will do a ton of damage. Able to farm down, and I'm guessing they're going to be bringing in the Scrafty to farm down if they have it. Moment of truth. They do. Not able to reach another Iron Head, but I am able to get off the Night Slash. Night Slash doesn't do a lot, but any chip damage helps. I'm going to bring in Vullaby. We were able to keep switch advantage, which is very nice. Vullaby is going to be able to hit for super effective damage here with the Air Slashes. They go for the power-up punch. They bring back in Trash Wormadam, and I'm going to bring in a Lowland Grimer. I do have to be careful because Bug Buzz will do massive neutral damage if it lands. Able to land the Crunch. Wormadam can tank one, but thankfully they don't charge particularly quickly. Does take a while to get to the Bug Buzz. They do bait with the Iron Head, which is a little unfortunate, but as you can see, Poison Jab does charge fairly quickly. Crunch doesn't take a whole lot of energy to get to, so I am able to spam out these charge moves very quickly. They go for the Iron Head, and from here, I am going to massively overfarm before I throw. They try and swap and catch, but instead I go for the Sludge Bomb. Do they think they caught? They do. We are going to be able to farm down, and from here, this game is over. They go for the Power-Up Punch. We're able to farm down, and now I have the Crunch loaded. This should be grabbing the shield, and then I have energy on Vullaby. Vullaby is going to be able to fire off the Foul Play. That is going to be taking out the Trash Wormadam, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading a Lowland Grimer into a Azumarill. This is a great lead. Opponent is going to save switch into Frostlass, and the opponent is core broken by a Lowland Grimer. I will shield up the Avalanche. That would do a ton of damage, and then I'm going to fire back with the Crunch. Crunch will do big damage in return. Frostlass commits the shield. We get the defense drop, and I bring in Pawniard. Due to that defense drop, I believe this Night Slash will be enough to KO. Pawniard able to take them out. We get the boost, but Pawniard gets absolutely eviscerated by counters from Toxicroak. Poor Pawniard got the boost and was countered down before it even knew what hit it. Thankfully, we do have Vullaby, which should be able to handle the Toxicroak fairly well. I decide to go for the Foul Play. It is resisted, but it will still do a nice amount of damage, and I'm able to grab the shield. Toxicroak tries to farm down. They can't at the last second, and they bring back an Azumarill. I should have saved the Foul Play, but honestly, I panicked through the Foul Play there, and now I'm going to bring in a Lowland Grimer. From here, I believe I have to tank whatever they throw, just because they have a Mud Bomb loaded. It's only an Ice Beam, and now I'm going to be able to connect with the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb is going to be taking out the Azumarill. Back in comes the Toxicroak, and that is a good game. Hopping to the final match, leading Alolan Grimer into Galvantula, and this is a problem. Galvantula has pretty solid matchups against my entire team. I'm going to stay in with the Alolan Grimer. We're able to get through the Poison Jab as they go for a move. I'm hoping they go for a lunge, which they do. That does lower my attack, but does not do as much damage as a discharge. I do accidentally overtap there and throw on alignment. I should have thrown in the middle of the Volt Switch so they can't sneak, but we are going to be able to reach a second crunch. This will be taking them out or grabbing the final shield, and we're able to grab both shields. That is fantastic. I'm going to bring in Pawniard. They will be able to get off a move here, and honestly, here I do make another mistake. I switch into the Vullaby. I thought they were 2 off. Maybe I could air slash snipe, but they were 1 off, and I'm forced to commit the second shield, and they bring in Dragalge. Vullaby farming up and able to reach the Brave Bird. Will this be enough to take out Dragalge? It is not. We're able to get them very low, but they are able to reach a move. At this point, no shields left. I just have to take the damage. Aqua Tail is almost enough to take me out. We know they have the very low health Galvantula. Galvantula able to farm down, but I'm able to farm down with Pawniard. What do they have in the back? They have Wormadam. This is going to be tough because if they reach a Bug Buzz, that is taking me out for sure. I have to try and get to 3 Night Slashes here. I'm trying to time very, very carefully. They are 1 off of the Bug Buzz. Night Slash gets them low. We're able to reach a third. Moment of truth. Is this going to be enough to take them out? Night Slash is not enough. They reach the Bug Buzz. That is going to be taking out the Pawniard, and that is a good game. All in all, I had an absolute blast running the DAYCARE theme team. This theme team was heavily inspired by Boygos and his many Rugrats, and honestly, I had an absolute blast building some XL baby Pokemon of my own and being able to get some fantastic wins with them in the Halloween Cup. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.